If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you running a business is tough. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/C-suite. netsuite.com/C-suite.
Welcome to the 2019 third annual Superhero Homies Award.
Hell yeah. Homies, we had to nullify and do some edit work to chill out from all the clapping that's happening in the background. Yeah.
Please hold your applause.
Hold the applause, please. Everyone, thank you. Thank you for all wearing bow ties. This is a formal event.
This is a black and white occasion. So thank you all for dressing accordingly. We'll be your co-host for this evening's event. My name is Superhero Homie Q, and as always, for this third annual event, I am here with the homie Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, homies and homiesses, welcome back to the third annual Superhero Homies Awards.
Yes.
The one and only. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for participating in another year of fandom with us. And now it is time for the official ceremonious award ceremony.
Absolutely.
I've said that twice.
This is one of my favorite episodes to record, and every year we add upon it and we make it a little bit better. Hopefully that's going to be the same.
Hell yeah. We got some new categories this year, things that we are adding on to make it our own. Not like we're not the fucking Oscars. We're not going to do everything they do. Fuck that. That's going to take forever. No. We do the stuff we actually care about, and then the stuff that pertains to superheroes like we care about. Right there.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you who may be somewhat newcomers to the Superhero Homies podcast, what the Homies Award is essentially at the end of the year, we take all the superhero movies from the previous year, from this year, 2019, and we have certain categories, and they could win awards, certain like for best score, best fight choreography,
Right. This year, some of the new categories, things that actually pertain to things we talk about all the time, like your best hero, your best story, your funniest shit, cool stuff like that for sure. Yeah.
And then of course we cap it off with the ever so wonderful and exclusive award, which is the Superhero Movie of the Year.
The best one.
The best one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And little asterisk symbol, imagine it right now, guys. This is only pertaining to the superhero genre. Any other movies we saw this year, i.e. Star Wars and others that I'm not thinking about because they're not on this episode, those aren't superhero movies. So we don't put them in the award ceremony. That wouldn't make sense.
Yep. And with that, guys, that's also not all we do for this episode. For this award ceremony, after we are done giving out the awards, we also then each give our rankings. We compare our predictions from last year, because every year we give a list of predictions as to what we think the superhero movies for the following year will rank from worst to best. We compare our actual list with the rankings, and then after that we look forward to the next year.
Hell yeah.
And we make another prediction.
Ain't it great to be in our day and age where we can look up a year of movies later and
It
think,
is.
oh yeah, let's talk about that gamble. Let's roll those dice. And homies,
yes.
we've been anticipating talking about this past year. Fuck yeah. I'm super excited. I've been looking forward to this all day. I tried to leave for work early to do this, and they said, no, Kevin, you can't.
Well, they're assholes then.
They're assholes then.
Yep.
Because this is important. Homies.
But yeah, so we can go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we can go ahead and introduce the first category. Kevin, what is the first category?
So let's jump straight into a reliable one, an old classic, but one that isn't obviously going to be, the biggin. We'll save him for last. Of course. We got to get the foreplay first. Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into a good one. Best soundtrack. The listings for Best Soundtrack in 2019 are Captain Marvel, Joker, Endgame, and those are the three. Those are the only 3 nominations.
All right.
Yep. So, yeah. In deciding for these guys, we had a singular winner, however. There is one soundtrack that stood above the others, even though all 3 of those movies did have something unique and powerful pertaining to the music they have chosen. The winner, of course, I wish we had a drum roll thing, but I guess we don't. I didn't think about that. I could look that up in a bit here. The winner of Best Soundtrack for Superhero Homies of 2019 is Endgame.
Avengers Endgame.
Hell yes.
This movie did have a phenomenal score, and I think the thing that maybe tipped it off for the both of us, or for whoever chooses, who wins these homies, whoever those higher ups are,
whoever those people are, yeah. Those unbiased folk,
those unbiased aristocrats, whoever they may be. I think that the one thing that that caused them to choose Endgame over Captain Marvel or the Joker soundtrack was probably the fact that that rowling score, that booming Avengers theme that happened at just the right captivating moment. That is such an exciting thing, and that theme song, it doesn't just evoke emotion, but it also is a part of the story. It's a part of the plot. It's a triumphant comeback. And when it plays, it means something. It's never overused. It's never rushed. It's always done right on time, and it's always used damn near perfectly. And the third act of Endgame, when we get that score, that beautiful score, I believe it's by Mark Silvestri. It is just so perfectly done,
right?
That you get goosebumps.
Who didn't have goosebumps? Who didn't have a reaction when all the Avengers are coming out of the portals? Spoiler alert, I guess, at this point of the year. Come on. But who didn't have an emotional reaction, like a fanfare camaraderie boost all of a sudden of energy and adrenaline, when all the Avengers, all these heroes from movies past, over a decade long of movies, are coming out of the portals, all coming to war on the same side against one singular threat? Who didn't react powerfully to that,
Absolutely.
That's exactly what the music did. That's why we chose it as number, or they chose it. Fuck it. We chose it as number 1. Yes.
So Avengers Endgame wins Best Score of 2019.
I will say, though, a worthy follow-up. Captain Marvel got a nomination because they chose something very cool for their soundtrack. It was all...
it was 90s themes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they even used 90 themes that played kind of to Carol's moods at the time.
Right, her
specifically,
MO, yeah.
Specifically during the end of the movie.
Yep. And then Joker, however, I feel deserves the follow-up award. The second place had that existed, because the music in that movie was used so differently, uniquely from any other movie we've seen this year. The music was telling on the personality and the current happenstances for Arthur Fleck. It was so powerful and so strangely moving that it could not be mentioned, But yeah, best soundtrack, Avengers Endgame by far.
Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I found a drum roll sound. Do you mind if we test it real quick to see if it's worthy?
All right.
I was about to say, just to really give us a good lead in. Oh, that's perfect. And it's only 5 seconds long. Dude, that's on point.
Yes.
All right, keeping it. Anyways, so. What the? Wow. It went straight into sad trombone. Okay. Anywho, let's move on, my friend.
All right. I think you have all the categories and things listed down.
You got it. I do.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and jump into this next category, shall we? Best action / fight choreography.
All right.
Or action scene, more correctly. Best action scene and fight choreography for 2019 superhero movies. Nominations are Spider-Man: Far From Home, Glass, Avengers Endgame, and Dark Phoenix.
Thank you, Stacy.
Who the fuck is Stacy?
She's our sound.
Is
stage
she our
manager.
Vanessa White
Yes.
of sound? I guess.
Yes, she is.
Or Vanna White. Excuse
Vanna
me.
White,
I knew
yeah,
who I'm
yeah.
talking about. Yeah. So, the winner of the best action/fight scene of 2019 is also Endgame.
Congrats to Endgame.
Congrats to Endgame. A lot of it's actually kind of for part of the same reasons I was talking about earlier. That definitely being the big daggum war scene at the end. Who didn't just love and sit on the edge of their seats waiting for the whole war to happen right in front of us? And who didn't love almost every moment that came across the screen for us? Everybody got some spotlight in that fight. I mean, the action was just on point. Who could argue with that? Because, I mean, it was one of the most beautiful scenes of the whole year.
Yeah, this was one of the most pivotal fight scenes I've ever seen in a movie, period. Not only was it just so well put together, like from a choreograph standpoint, but from a storytelling aspect too, it was just the crescendo to all the bullshit the Avengers have been put through throughout all these movies in the past years. This was it. Like, this was the main big climactic moment. This was them making their triumphant comeback. Thanos had been kicking their ass for the past movie and a half, and now things are finally looking up for them.
Yeah.
And it was great to see, not just to see this fight, but kind of what we said about the last award, about the best score. This also just showed that the Avengers, they're a household name now. They're a staple because they have, I'm not going to say they've transcended the comics, but people now know them without knowing anything about, the source material.
Exactly.
They're household names.
It's one of those things where it's popular to know the Avengers because of the movies more so than it is because you actually read the comics.
Yeah, but with that being said, with all the fight scenes we got this year, all the awesome fight scenes that we included in the categories or in this category, as great as they were, man, like none of them could live up to Endgame.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I'd be surprised if anyone fought against us on that, because there were some cool things and even creative and unique things that were presented for us, but nothing as powerful and as impactful as the Endgame fight scene was, you know. And Endgame had more than one action scene. Let's face it, they also had great other action bits too.
Oh yeah, they did.
The war was just so impactful, though.
I mean, it was damn near they almost had a flawless third act, which that is unheard of. I mean, everything from like I love how Thanos, after he just decimates the Avengers ship or the Avengers HQ with his ship, he comes down and he just sits there and he waits.
Yeah.
And then out comes Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America. And they all just circle about, and it was just such a great moment.
Oh yeah,
like that fight scene was great. And then after they lost to Thanos, that 3-on-1 assault, and they still lost. And then we get On Your Left.
Hey Steve, on your left. Yeah, dude, that was moving. That was Anthony Mackie's line, dude. Sam Falcon, the man. Oh my gosh,
my goodness, yeah. And then they led into another even bigger fight scene.
Yes. It was amazing.
It was.
Is that everyone? Wong's just like, I can bring in more. Yes. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So that's open, shut, easy. Let's go into another one, shall we?
We shall.
Is the drum roll working for you? Do we want to keep using it?
It's your call.
Okay. It's interesting. I'll practice again with it. It's just like really wonky how I have to keep pulling it up and stop it before it goes to sad trombone. No, stop. See? Okay, fuck it. I don't care about it no more. That was the last straw drum roll. Till next year. Till we get a real drummer boy. There you go. All right. So.
The next category.
Best CGI and visuals for 2019. Spider-Man Far From Home. Hellboy. Captain Marvel. And Avengers Endgame. And the winner for Best Visuals in CGI of 2019 is, fake drum roll, I don't know how you fake drum roll. Excuse me. Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, dude. How many times did we rave on and off mic about some of the scenes during the second half of this movie when Mysterio finally, revealed his cards, and we saw the real shit he was capable of, like the warehouse scene, dude. Dadgum.
After we watched Far From Home, I came home, or we came back to the superhero homie hangout.
Mm-hmm. Superhero homie headquarters.
Yeah.
For the alliteration.
Yeah,
oh wait, no, you did it too. Yeah. Hangout headquarters.
I used that exact same verbiage on last year's episode, so I gotta bring it back.
Oh, never mind. Okay, hangout it is. Fuck yeah, you got time on your side.
We came back to the lair, to the cave.
There it is.
And we got on the mics, and I said that Far From Home is not a perfect movie, but it has one of my favorite moments in it from any superhero movie. And that was the warehouse scene. I could not rant or rave enough about that. Now, obviously, there were other really cool moments that they used with their visuals, but
right. In particular, the London Blood bridge scene with all the robots and shit was really cool. Yeah, cool moments.
Yeah, I mean, they were cool. They were fine. Yeah. But this moment, the warehouse moment in particular, this was extraordinary. This was Mysterio at his finest. I really can't think of how any other director or any other team of CGI or visuals could replicate that or could do better than that.
Hell yeah. And dude, Tom and Jake, both as actors, really pulled the scene off so well between them, dude. They carried this, even though technically none of that was actually happening, which is very difficult acting to do,
Yeah.
A great YouTube clip, for example, is Chris Pratt acting like he's calming down dinosaurs in a ring when there's just a bunch of awkwardly dressed men there in green dinosaur CGI suits, Yeah.
I guess the thing, at least he has something there for him to kind of look at and try to visualize.
Our boys here in Far From Home didn't.
Yeah. Or also, to be fair, our Jake Gyllenhaal and Tom Holland, hell, they were only there for that scene for maybe 5% of it.
Yep.
I love this scene so much, I watched a video on it. About 90 to 95% of this was all complete CG. Like, wow, all of it. Like, holy shit.
And if that's not impressive CGI, then I don't know what the fuck is.
Yeah. But this was amazing because not only does it take like the best technology and the best software and also just like the best minds, but it also takes a lot of creativity to pull this off because you have to be a fan of Mysterio. I feel like you have to be a fan of Spider-Man to really understand what he's capable of and to really understand how he can mind fuck people so much to the point where he disables Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The shit was fantastic.
I mean, he breaks your senses, yeah. And that's not to give any type of attention or love to the other the other nominations here because Endgame, Captain Marvel, Hellboy even, they all had great CGI work.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Hellboy in particular deserves a little extra attention just because you went in an entire movie making a man look like a half-devil man, and then getting all the crazy-ass creations of that Dark Horse graphic novel to life. And that's difficult as well. Far From Home was just so amazing with how they did this work and how dedicated they were for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
Hell yeah, man. 3 down.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do a new one next. Let's do a new one indeed. Yes.
All right.
So, homies, as many of you know, especially those who have joined us here within the past year, you all know how dedicated we are to superhero content, be it a movie or a TV series. So Q and I, in preparation for tonight, deemed it worthy that we actually have a best TV series category for the homies, the Homie Awards, more correctly. Are you ready? Best TV series nominations are Titans from DC Universe Season 2, Watchmen from HBO, Harley Quinn from DC Universe, and The Boys from Amazon Prime Video.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Would you like to announce the winner for this one, my friend?
Yes.
Indeed.
This was pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take that. Thank you, Stacy. All right. Envelope, please. Thank you. Okay. And the winner for superhero TV show of the year goes to. Oh, is this correct? Okay, cool. Just HBO's The Watchmen.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. This was an incredible TV show.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh,
God damn.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was impressed with most of the TV shows and most of the content we've watched this year. That was episodic like this. But dude, The Watchmen, dude, took it to a whole nother fucking level.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, this show, guys, was so complex and so rich in detail that we had to watch this show with our notebooks to fully be honest with you homies afterwards, to actually say we're worthy to podcast on it, you know? There was just so much given each episode. It was amazing. It really was.
It was. And this was, first of all, so from what I read of Doomsday Clock, it is really damn good. I mean, you get Jeff Johns on a project like that, and he's going to write his ass off. But what we got here in The Watchmen, in the TV show, was the brainchild of Damon Lindelof, and this was a perfect storm because you got a man who loves the source material, loved it so much that he turned it down multiple times.
Yep.
Loved it so much that he didn't feel that he was even worthy to tell the kind of story that he would want to tell, but then he realized, well, who else? If no one else is going to do it, then it should be me.
Yeah.
And what we got was just an amazing story, and it wasn't just the story that was amazing. It was the layout and how it was told. It was the characters in this story.
Oh, yes, dude. Because all the characters reflect important details of the story. And, of course, they all represent important parts, principles even, of the Watchmen original graphic novel. And even though Alan Moore may have mixed emotions about anything spin off of his works, this in particular was gold and platinum laced.
Yes.
It was so valuable.
Absolutely. And, you know, I'll go out on a limb here, and I know that not Damon Lindelof, but Alan Moore, I know that he hasn't seen the show, but I feel confident that if he watched it, he'd be like,
right.
Oh, this is actually really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm cool with this. Thumbs up, let it be canonical, you know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, this one was kind of tough because there were other TV shows, at least to some extent, we really enjoyed this year.
Dude, The Boys almost won it for me because The Boys was awesome. And I know we're going to be getting more of it pretty soon here.
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink for future episodes. But yeah, dude, I mean, plus, you and I both know Harley Quinn is the shit right now.
That show is incredible.
That show is awesome.
Yeah.
That show's got the money.
Yes.
Yeah. It's doing a pretty good job of filling in the hole after watching The Watchmen.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But The Watchmen, dude, deserved tonight's award.
It did. I can't think of an area where it floundered in. From tying in the comic books to real life tragic events to sending out a message to also feeling like a comic book show. It did it all, and it did it all phenomenally well.
Oh yeah. All right, my friend. Let's go. Let's step it back. We've been talking about all these good people. Let's talk about some of the more malicious ones. Oh yes. Evil Mustache Twirl. Are you ready, homies, for the Best Antagonist Awards?
Here we go.
Best Antagonist of 2019. Nominations are Thanos from Avengers Endgame, Mysterio from Far From Home, and Dr. Savannah from Shazam. And the winner. Oh, Stacey's coming over here for me now. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Stacey. How are you doing, darling?
Don't flirt with the hell.
I'm not flirting. Excuse me. We'll talk later. Excuse me. But the winner of Best Antagonist for 2019 is Thanos from Avengers Endgame.
Thanos, come up here and accept your word, you big purple evil bastard.
Oh, he's still kicking. Oh, yep, there he is right there.
Yep.
Damn.
Thanos, do you have any words to say? I would like to premise by saying half of you here are worthy to be here in my presence, and the other half of you, well, you won't be sticking around too much longer. To the Avengers, thank you for putting up such a worthy fight. All of you, while you may be lesser beings, I must admit your vigor and your willpower is to be commended.
Okay.
But
I'm loving this speech, by the way.
Thank you, mortal man, puny human. You are human, aren't you?
Yes,
You all do kind of look the same. I will say this also. This homie here is, besides the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Gems, this is the most prized possession I've ever held in my life. So I would like to thank all of you, especially these two wonderful homies, as they call themselves. Perhaps when I occur the second snapping, maybe the both of you will still remain and provide me with amazing entertainment.
You got it, Thanos. No problem, man. Here, have a little bit of my drink with me. I'm gonna pour you some. Here we go. Right there. Little pouring action. There it is. There you go, Thanos. Enjoy. To you, good sir.
What
Best
manner of
antagonist.
poison is this?
It's not. It's very tasty. I'll drink some too.
Oh, and one more thing before I leave. If the rumors are true and Victor Von Doom thinks he can come for my crown next year, because keep in mind, this is my second year in a row winning this shit, and I'll be damned if Victor
Did
Von...
he win last year?
He won last
He
year.
did? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
That is all. Thanos,
Well done.
Thanos out.
Thank you, Thanos. You've been amazing. Thank you.
I was surprised they could find a tux that big. That was impressive.
I heard rumor that he actually had to have the Black Order take tailoring classes
wow.
in order to make the tux. Fuck yeah, dude. Get that bottle over here. Let's cheers to that, my friend. Come over here and drink that. Fuck yeah. That was a good dink.
It was.
That was. Oh yeah, guys, we have too much fun over here. So Dr. Sivana was dope, dude.
Yeah, he was actually way better than I thought he was gonna be.
Hell yeah, dude. Mark, what's the actor's name? Mark something.
Mark Strong.
Mark Strong. I thought so. I was not confident in the last name. He was amazing, and of course, we already talked about Jake Gyllenhaal a fair bit here. They both did exceptionally well with roles that people weren't anticipating. You know, not everybody was a big fan of either the Doctor or Mysterio going into this, but they did a great job of carrying those roles and really made the movie that much more powerful because of it. However, it's hard to compete when you come out the same year as daggum Thanos, you know?
Right. How do you really...
In his best.
At his best.
Yeah.
When you compete at the Mad Titan, when he's written so damn well 2 years in a row, it's stiff competition.
Yeah.
And I know some of you are wondering, well, Kevin, what about the Joker? Well,
Dude, you read my mind, man. I was just gonna talk about that.
we definitely considered that, but here's the thing: like, this award is for technically for the antagonist in that type of villain role. While the Joker is definitely a villain in his own right in this movie, he also functions as the protagonist in his own movie. So that created a kind of a technicality, so we couldn't include him in this category.
It was an interesting paradigm, for sure. You know what pairs well, my friend, with the best antagonist? The best hero.
Oh my.
Indeed. So, let's do this thing.
Absolutely.
Best hero of 2019. Shazam from Shazam. Captain Marvel from Captain Marvel. A lot of these are self-titled, just bear with me. Spider-Man from Spider-Man Far From Home. And Hellboy from Hellboy. And the winner, one more envelope please, gracias, of the best hero of 2019 is... If you couldn't tell, I have a new drum roll. It's just my real lazy finger slide here. I'm liking it though. It works.
Jazz fingers.
Spider-Man from Spider-Man Far From Home. Dude, Tom Holland has come out of the woodwork. No, he came out of like nowhere. I have no idea what he's been up to before Spider-Man, if anything. And
He was grown in a petri dish at the bottom of Disney Studios.
He was created and cloned for this purpose, and he has been amazing. And this year, dude, Far From Home, he was an awesome hero. He was the epitome of what you want out of your protagonistic hero.
So, while I don't think that, or first of all, no movie is without flaws, so that's a very moot point. But the one thing that I've enjoyed so much about Homecoming and Far From Home is Marvel Disney. They understand Peter Parker's hero growth. They understand that Peter Parker has to go through certain things, that he has to have these traumatic or tragic events in his life that he has to grow up. They understand that, and throughout certain pivotal moments in both of his movies in the MCU, we see him go through those growing phases. We see him suffer through loss. We don't see the Uncle Ben loss, no, but we see Peter as he's struggling under a pile of rubble in Homecoming, which is a great homage to a classic comic book of Spider-Man. As we see him in Far From Home struggling to fill the void left by Tony Stark, feeling like he's not worthy, and also feeling like he shouldn't have to do that. But one important lesson that Spider-Man had to learn in the comics and also in this movie is that it's bigger than him, and that he has to be Spider-Man not because he needs to be Spider-Man, but because the world needs him to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And to see him just kind of continue to grow and to progress was such a fun thing to watch, man. And you know, whether you guys are big fans of Spider-Man or not, you have to admit that Spider-Man, when it comes to the comics, he really is the heart and soul of Marvel, and so to get him right like this was really special.
In fact, on a more comedic than serious, but nonetheless something that deserves to be advertised for us here tonight, he was such a hero that Tom Holland actually later on in articles released was part of the blame for how Disney and Sony actually made up and stopped all the Spider-Man bickering that they were having beforehand. He had some drunken funny messages apparently defending, no, let me still be Spider-Man, make this shit work. I didn't listen to him. I didn't read into it, but
apparently it was actually a phone call from fucking Bob Iger himself. Was like, I don't know, and he I guess Tom Holland was having like it was like trivia night at the pub.
Okay.
And he already had a few pints, is what he said. So he was fucking buzzed. He was lit. He was litty.
Yeah.
And he gets a call from Bob, and he takes it. And I don't know the words that transpired, but drunk Tom Holland apparently made an impression.
He passed a charisma check. I
mean,
don't know.
Alcohol does raise your charisma. You know, so
it's yep, good enough for me.
Oh hell yeah! So we get to finish out his trilogy proper. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. So well done all around. Kudos to Spider-Man.
Yes.
I can imagine if Spider-Man was here to receive this award, it'd just be like the nerdiest acceptance ever. And that actually makes me so happy.
Yes.
All right. So, speaking of which, let's break this up a little bit. Let's get into some of that new shit again. Oh. Yeah, my friend. Let's talk about the funniest shit of 2019.
Indeed.
Are we okay with that name officially? I kind of love the name.
I'm good with it.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Funniest shit.
Funniest shit of 2019. Shazam. Harley Quinn. The Boys. And Spider-Man Far From Home. And the winner of this mixed category, funniest shit, is... There you go. A little bit of both mics. Harley Quinn from DC Universe.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Guys, if you have not made time to check out this show, do so. Treat yourself, because you deserve as many laughs as possible in this short life we all have. And this show will give you so fucking many laughs. It is hilarious.
This is an amazing cartoon. This is an amazing show. I fucking love this show. And...
Right?
Yeah, it's incredible. Like it's hilarious first and foremost, but on top of that, they do what for some reason so many other properties have a hard time with, and that is staying true to a character but making them comedic. Mm-hmm. And that's a tricky dichotomy to get right, but this show fucking nails it.
They really do, man.
And it's incredible.
And the voice acting is really on point for this show too, which I have a soft spot for, because Q and I, we use our voices all the time here, especially for the podcast. Kelly Kuko, dude, is awesome as Harley Quinn. Yeah. And I didn't even ever think about that relation. But now it's hard to not think about that, because she's just on point that hard. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's killing it. The show has an awesome pace. It's a breakneck pace. And the jokes, not only are they plenty, but they land.
Hell yeah.
And it's a wonderful plot. Like I don't have really any complaints about this show, and it's only barely just getting started. We're like 5 episodes deep now. And yeah, it's an incredible show. Which, by the way, we'll be covering. I believe the episode 4 or 5. We'll be covering that actually this coming Tuesday.
5.
Yeah, we'll be covering episode 5 Tuesday, and then we're gonna actually switch to Fridays for the show. That's the day that it comes out on.
That is an important announcement. Thank you for remembering that because I forgot. But yeah, guys, that's definitely going to be going down.
So you actually get 2 Harley Quinn episodes this week, and then next week we're moving permanently to Friday for Harley Quinn. So
Yep.
keep your ear out for that.
Oh yeah.
But yes, Harley, we will send you your. I wonder how Harley feels that she's in some ways competing with the Joker again, even in this award show.
Get out.
Oh, but she has a homie.
She has a homie. She does. And she has a valuable one of that. Funny as shit.
Yeah.
That's one of the newest ones. Speaking of one of the new ones, let's do one of the last new ones before we get to the biggie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, homies. So this is a new category that Q and I deciphered because we talk so hard and so many times and religiously even about the quality of your writing and your story making as a content creator. We ridicule this shit and we celebrate this shit on such a point that it's as important as family does, If you're not bringing top-notch quality writing to the table, homies, as you all know, you best believe we're going to dog you. We're going to call you out on your shit. But on the other half of that, if you bring quality writing to the table, we think best story deserves to be celebrated. And guys, that's exactly what this homie award is right here. Are you ready for this, my friend? That's a beautiful answer. Best Story of 2019. Joker. Avengers Endgame. Glass. Spider-Man Far From Home. I love the fanfare. Great job finding that. That needs to be saved and made to a ringtone for you. Hell yeah. And the winner of Best Story of 2019 is Joker.
The Clown Prince of Chaos wins this award. So, sorry, Harley. I know that you were really hoping that you could, kind of get one over on Joker.
But your story's not done yet. Your show's still coming out.
Absolutely.
To be fair.
Yes. And technically, the Harley Quinn show is going to cross over into 2020, so she'll be nominated again next year.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah. But yes, best story. We felt that every single movie that was in this category was worthy of best story. But when we really put our minds together and thought about it, we thought it was most appropriate that this one goes to Joker.
Agreed, dude. And like you said, it was a difficult decision because Avengers Endgame, if you guys couldn't tell, was capable of sweeping so many things so far this year. But Joker definitely deserved best story. It was dramatic and it was symbolic and it was very...
It was visceral.
Right? So much so. I mean, it was powerful on the level that people left the theater thinking more about the things the movie was talking about, mental illness, the way that our country kind of treats that. All this important topic is discussed in this one movie. And it's kind of embodied in the fictional name of Arthur Fleck, who in this movie is apparently the name of our Joker. But dude, it was very clever how they put it all together. It was very strange, but it needed to be. It needed to be that powerful, make you uncomfortable vibe, and they did that so well.
They absolutely nailed it with this movie. This was a great story, man. And when you really look at the Joker movie and how, like you said, it is like a take on how society has kind of failed us or failed, mental illness to a certain extent. And how society itself has been failed by politicians who promise the world but don't deliver, by a system that's been broken and doesn't support those on the bottom. I mean, this version of Gotham is so gritty and grimy, and it's full of hopelessness. And people were just ready on the brink and waiting for something to give them a reason to rebel. And then when that does happen, man, and that fire ignites, it just becomes something that's extraordinary.
Yeah. I mean, you hit it right on the money, man. Yeah.
So Joker does win Best Story.
Yep.
Oh my, does that only leave one left?
My friend, you know it does. It's been a good year talking about this shit with you, my friend.
Likewise. This has been an amazing year of amazing
yeah.
content.
Fuck yeah. I almost think that's worthy of another dink if we didn't have such a great one earlier. I don't want to potentially mess up another one. But my friend, just know it's been an honor this year.
It's been an
And
absolute
it'll be
honor.
another honor next year.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
So, one last time for 2019.
And the nominations for Best Superhero Movie of 2019 are Joker, Avengers Endgame, Glass, and Spider-Man Far From Home. How's my announcing voice, by the way? I feel like I'm really on part tonight, dude.
It's just nice. Hell yeah.
But homies, and this time it's worthy to bring it back out.
There could only be one.
There could only be one. And there's so many movies that did exceptionally well this year. But the winner, the overall best movie of 2019 is Avengers Endgame.
We had to give this one to Endgame. Out of all the amazing movies we saw, I'm going to kind of actually, because I listened to the previous two Homie Awards, and
Okay.
I'm going to kind of steal something that I said for last year.
Please.
It is so impressive, and it's such a high bar set by yourselves when you literally have 20 plus movies behind you, and this next movie, this Endgame, has to not only live up to the hype, but it has to surpass what you've previously done. And that is such a high bar and a tall order that I don't know how you begin to do that, but that's exactly what Kevin Feige and the Russos and the fine people at Marvel did.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame is a superb example of what a ultimate superhero movie should be and feel like. Not just
Exactly.
look like, but feel. You should feel it like this whenever you see such a movie that tries to set the bar so high.
And dude, I don't know how many people realize this, but this was historical. You know, in so many ways, this is going to make American history.
Oh yeah.
Avengers Endgame was the conclusion to one of the most bold and daring things Hollywood has ever driven themselves to do, through Disney Studios, of course, and definitely Marvel Studios, especially Kevin Feige's going to be, his name's going to be carved into history for this one. But dude, Avengers Endgame was so important. They had to put all their focus and energy and love and passion into this movie, and they did so splendidly well. It was the ending to, like you said, a long 20 plus list of movies to finally get to this one epic conclusion. And it is probably one of the most deserving movies who get to use the word epic in describing itself, because it was just overall so important here, especially for the Marvel storyline and where we're going to go from here, dude. I mean, it's hard to compete against. It really is.
I mean, it is. And, you know, with them doing something so unprecedented, like all these phases that lead up to this ultimate phase, you know, this is something that's never been done before. And not only did they do it, but they did it so goddamn well.
Yeah.
And they did it with the perfect villain, and they had the perfect heroes to oppose this threat. And it was just lightning in a bottle. Like, I don't know how you catch it again. But if anyone can do it, it's Kevin Feige and the crew. And I'm not going to throw any other franchises under the bus, but I wonder how certain other really popular franchises would have done if they had a Kevin Feige at their head.
Yeah.
Somebody who's passionate and who had the vision to look ahead and plan ahead to see, you know, just how badass and how great these movies can be.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're a fan of these heroes, and then you get people around you who are also fans and who have a vision.
And you all are given the idea and the project and the property in order to actually create your own movie based on this, you know? I mean, that's a celebration. That's finally like, look at that development team. They got it right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, Avengers Endgame is our superhero movie of 2019.
Yeah. Endgame, man. I mean, it was such a powerful movie. We gave it 4 of the 9 Homie Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And it was deserving.
It very much was. Yeah.
So shout out to all of the movies here, though. All of these movies, they gave us, at least in some way, shape, or form, some type of entertainment, and they gave us some type of material to discuss and to dissect and to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Without these movies, our job would be significantly less.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be even boring, right? So yeah, please keep making the movies. Please keep doing the things.
Yes. Now, that being said, guys, this middle segment here is a fun part here. The award ceremony is now over. Now we're at the after party where we discuss the past year. And by discuss, I mean we go back a year ago when we made predictions for what we thought would be our least favorite to the absolute best movies of 2019.
Yep.
So Kevin and I now, we're going to read off what we thought our list of worst to best movies for 2019 were. And then we're going to discuss what that list actually turned out to be.
Yep. I feel pretty good about mine. I feel pretty good. There is obviously some stuff that's going to be messed up here because, as you guys know, we only really mentioned 8 movie names, but I had a tally of 9 here, and that's going to be fun to make fun of in a second. So, are we working down, going up?
Yes, worst to best.
Okay. So, my number 9 from late 2018, predicting 2019, was Dark Phoenix. I thought that was going to be the shittiest movie of the year.
My number 9, what I thought was going to be the worst was Hellboy.
Okay. We're pretty close on that. Okay. Which one do you think deserved it? Of the movies on the list.
So I tell you what, let's just discuss what our predictions were as a whole, and then discuss what we actually have.
Gotcha. That's easier. Okay. So my number 8 was Hellboy. Cool. Yep. Just jumping straight back into it.
My number 8 was Captain Marvel.
Okay. My number 7 was Captain Marvel.
This is really interesting. My number 7 prediction was New Mutants, which obviously.
Right. Yeah. I've already scratched that one out for me.
Right.
My number 6 was Shazam.
My number 6 was Shazam.
Hey, go us. Number 5 was New Mutants for me. I've already scratched it out.
Yeah. My number 5 was Dark Phoenix.
Okay. My number 4 was Far From Home.
My number 4 was Far From Home.
3 was Joker.
3 was Joker.
Okay, this is where I messed up. This is where I already know I messed up.
Okay.
Yeah, if you remember, because I had a lot of faith. In fact, I had a lot of hope in this movie. I had faith and hope, guys. Number 2 is Endgame for me. And this is where I think you got me on this point. Yeah.
Number 2 was Glass for me.
Number 1 was Glass for me.
And my number 1 was Endgame.
Yeah, you already got that right. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that one in, as anticlimactic as that sounds. Yeah, Glass, meh. If they didn't did that weird thing at the ending, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Because I had so much hope. I'm such a fan of Unbreakable and Split.
Yeah.
It was such a great crescendo into so much potential, and here we are. But let's turn back around, my friend. So what deserves number 9?
So what I actually ended up putting at my number 9, what I thought was the worst superhero movie of the year, was Dark Phoenix.
Hell yeah, we agree there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. How about your number 8?
Let me mention this. I was just really quick.
Sure.
Where do you think Dark Phoenix went so wrong?
Dude, okay. Where to begin? So the dialogue was wonky as shit. There's a lot of weird dialogue choices which were approved of that I myself, had I been on the productions team, would have been like, whoa, hold up. Do you realize how hokey and how piss poor that sounds right now? Let's ex-nay that and try again. They definitely did something weird but cool with the train scene and all that. But it's weird whenever you have to take a movie, say, okay, we're ready, and then all of a sudden turn in the project, but then turn back around and say, oh, wait, no, we're not. Take it out of quote-unquote ready status, do some editing work and adding that shit in. Like, that's not good. Imagine if they did something like that for Endgame, right? You know?
Yeah.
And then last but not least, which I think here was a huge and pivotal point, have confidence in your villain. Don't try to sell me on, oh, hey, we got, Dark Phoenix. Oh no, she's gonna be ripping apart the X-Men. Look at this cool shit. Blah. But then all of a sudden, have this other bitch that I totally forgot the name of because she was that unimportant to me.
Yeah. They tried to shoehorn in the Jabari
Thank you.
race of aliens as the actual antagonist. And here's the problem now. In preparation for like the Dark Phoenix movie, and because I needed an excuse to buy the X-Men book, I bought the Dark Phoenix omnibus. I really wanted that book, and this movie gave me the perfect excuse to buy it. And so I was able to reread like everything leading up to Jean Grey becoming the Phoenix, and thus Dark Phoenix and her death. And here's the thing: I remember specifically getting to the part in the omnibus about the Jabari, and how there's literally, they get not one page, but like one fucking panel when Jean Grey blows up their fucking planet. And they took that and they tried to make a movie around it, around the fact that this Phoenix Force destroyed their planet, and thus this is why they want to come to Earth. And apparently they can shapeshift now, and they want to come to Earth and take the Phoenix Force for themselves. So I believe Simon Kinberg was the director, and this was his first time ever directing a movie. And it's also interesting how Fox gave a first-time director one of the most profitable franchises. But with it being said, Simon, he did write a lot of movies, or help write a lot of movies. Some which include, but are not limited to, Days of Future Past. And I mean that's like a standout, but he's actually written a lot of Marvel movies, Marvel Fox movies. Oddly enough, he also wrote The Last Stand, which is kind of ironic.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I do agree. This movie, it was lackluster. It was poorly written. It was a mess. It was a mess. And I think that's why we can agree that one is number 8, because technically they're
right. I was actually just thinking about that. Yeah. Okay. Number 7. And so this is also, guys, not based on popular opinion. However, this is based on the opinion of the shit that we've called out and the things that we notice do and do not pertain in the correct and incorrect ways to what actually happened in canonical materials, what they actually do with the writing, all the shit we typically make fun of here, all the stuff we normally call out or celebrate. So my number 7, Captain Marvel.
Mine was 2.
Yeah?
Yep.
Fuck yeah, dude. Give me a 5. Fuck yeah. Get out of my brain. Yeah, dude. Captain Marvel. They fucked up so hard. It's like, why did you do this? Go back. Try again. Do not pass go.
It's funny because when I was listening to last year's podcast and we were giving our predictions for this year, and I had Captain Marvel as my second to last, which is where she ended up.
Right. Yeah.
But at the time, I had very little to go off of. It was just this really bad feeling, and
I remember we made fun of the trailer a lot. Like we both were just kind of like, okay, I don't like what they've given us so far. It made us both uneasy. Yeah.
Had me worried, and rightfully so,
and for good reason.
Yeah.
They fucked up.
They fucked up. What we got here with Captain Marvel is, and this is always going to be a pivotal point. This is what happens when you assume your audience doesn't know or care about the source material.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
And I don't know if there is any blame to point at that. At this point, it's not important to say who did what. It's just an overall synopsis of this is what happened. And this is why it shouldn't have happened. It was a blatant disrespect to the graphic novel and the OG source material. It was a blatant disrespect to the fans of such, because you changed so much shit that it is almost unrecognizable if a non-fan of these things walked in and said, "Oh, I want a Captain Marvel book." Wait, this is totally different from the movie. What the fuck? Imagine being that person who's just cold-hearted, confused. You know?
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think about that, because it's like, if I watched Captain Marvel and I thought it was an amazing movie, it's like, I want to read some Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Let me start from the beginning. I really want to get the origin. Who is this guy? He was Marvel? No, Marvel was a woman.
Marvel was a woman. She was
an
a
old
grandma.
woman. the shit is this?
Yep.
Oh man.
The Skrull are bad people.
Yeah,
what?
The Skrull are bad people? What is this?
Like, really? Fuck off.
But it also, it wasn't even just the blatant disrespect of the canon. It was also the fact that the story they told, to me, was just very very low energy. Like, they didn't put a lot of effort into it, it felt like.
Right. They were trying too hard to be Marvel's Wonder Woman.
It was, but the problem was that Wonder Woman, despite all its flaws, had a very enjoyable lead.
Yeah.
In Gal Gadot. And this is no disrespect, none intended, for Brie Larson. But her character, Carol Danvers, was just very wooden throughout this entire movie, with little to no actual growth.
Yeah.
There was no struggle, there was no growth, there was no development. If you don't have any of that, then what's the fucking point? We talked about how Spider-Man won Hero of the Year, and part of that's because Spider-Man, he's constantly struggling, whether it be physically or emotionally, because he always goes through so much loss.
Or even comedically, because it's hilarious half the time to watch him struggle. But that's another point.
Right. But what we can hear with Carol Danvers, though, is really not... She doesn't have that kind of hero's journey. She doesn't have that kind of growth. She's just bopping along as the plot progresses until we get to the finale, in which she easily disposes of anybody and anything in her way. Mows through everything and everyone, and one shots Young Rog, the villain of the movie.
Not cool.
Yeah, it just wasn't. And then they try to shoehorn in like a 30 to 45 second montage about her always getting up when she's knocked down. The problem is we never see her knocked down, and so this montage is effectiveless.
Yeah. And homies, real quick, if you loved this movie, I'm happy for you. That's totally great. Please continue to love the movie, because that's your opinion and that's a beautiful thing. We're just calling out what we noticed and what we think is fair to notice, because you can't purposely blind yourself to something's flaws because you like it. That it doesn't work that way. That's unfair to all of us too.
Yeah.
So at this point, just always remember that little disclaimer, just
Absolutely.
to be respectful to those fans too.
Yeah, and that is a good disclaimer, because there are people out there who really, really love this movie,
and that's cool. That's great. There are people who love Ragnarok too.
But if I had to say something good about this movie, though, I would say, just like how X-Men had the train scene, which if I had to go back and watch the movie, I would fast forward to the train scene, and then I would turn the movie off.
So you YouTube the train scene.
I would YouTube the train scene.
Yeah. Which scene would you YouTube for Captain Marvel?
I would YouTube. No, I would YouTube the scene where she goes binary, because that's Marvel really showing off their flexing their technological muscles, their CG muscles.
Yeah.
I mean, because it did look really cool to see her make that kind of pseudo transformation. I mean, even if I'm not gonna say a backhanded insult.
Nope. Hey,
but that
moving on.
That is the part that I would say was really enjoyable, just seeing her kind of make that transformation and kick ass. Yeah.
Cool. Not bad, man. All right. Number 6. So this might be where we differentiate. I'm pretty confident. Again, we'll see. My number 6, Hellboy.
That's my number 6 too.
Fuck yeah, man! Give me another one. Oh, mics. That hurt my ear holes. All right, but yeah, I'm checkmarking everyone we get together for the same. Hellboy had a lot of cool stuff going for it. Right out the gate, this movie had an unfortunate handicap. There were a lot of diehard fans of the old Hellboy. So watching a new actor take its role was definitely already jarring for it. That's not impactful to how the movie actually performed or the quality of the story at all. That's just like an unfortunate happenstance. I feel like deserves calling out because, man, fans could be great or they could be toxic. You know? They can make or damn a movie.
Oh yeah, which is really ironic considering how we just kind of shat on to.
Yep. But hey, we called them out for the quality of their movie, not because we don't like this actor.
Yeah, or
There you
yeah,
go. There.
or the thing about Hellboy though, and I do agree that while this movie it wasn't some kind of great spectacle, I won't even say that it was better than the original two.
Nope.
But I will say that I don't think it got the attention or the love it deserved because, I remember sitting in the theater watching this thing. This has some really solid qualities behind it. While the director, I forget who directed this one, but people were saying how they were already writing him off, saying that there's no way he could be as creatively from a visual aspect as Guillermo del Toro, and he was. This guy was amazing, like with his visuals, and not only that, but this movie, I also will say, I feel like it's more for the fans of the source material, whereas the Ron Perlman movies weren't.
Oh no, Neil Marshall, the director for
yeah.
2019 Hellboy. Yep.
There we go. And because it was actually I think either a little bit before the movie came out or a little bit after the movie came out, I picked up a Hellboy graphic novel. It's the complete short stories edition, and I was reading that. First of all, it's a great read, fucking phenomenal. But on top of that, you also see where this movie got a lot of its inspiration from.
Good.
And yeah, it was an incredible read, and also it kind of put things into context. Now, with that being said, I think that Hellboy it needed some improvement in certain areas.
Yeah.
And I will say this, you can let me know if you agree or not, but that third act got a little out of hand.
No, that's exactly where my mind went to, dude. The first act was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The second act was really cool. There was some cool stuff there. The fucking walking house.
The walking
with
house,
like the weird
yes.
haunted witch bitch.
Yes.
Witch bitch. I should make that Halloween candy.
that like
Here,
a-
have some witch bitch.
Is that like the sandwich shop? Which bitch?
I'm gonna say no because I like Witch Witch. They got good sandwiches. I like them. That's not a sponsor, but anyways, pay us Witch Witch. So yeah, dude, Act 3 got really weird. Like the ending with Professor Broom, because I cheated and just actually had a chance to look up the name, Ian McShane's character.
Yep.
That was weird.
Yeah,
You
he
know?
became this funky looking ghost, and
Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Oh, and also like I myself I like a nice gory and bloody scene, but they went way over the top.
Yeah.
Like unnecessarily so, and that's odd coming from someone like me who loves to see that type of shit. But like their use of viscera and gore was just off the fucking charts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like the villain, not the worst villain in the world, but also didn't stand out in any way, shape, or form.
I don't remember them. I don't even remember who played them in the list of actors and the cast members I'm looking at here. I'm looking at them, and I don't know which one played the villain. Was the villain Merlin? No.
No, it was the woman. The woman, I say.
Lady Hatton? No.
I don't remember.
Ganita? I'm just listing off characters at this point. I have no idea.
That may have been it.
David Harbour.
That's it.
Yep, that's it. David Harbour, who played Hellboy. Yep.
But it was a shame because, like you said, the first act of this movie, I had a lot of high hopes. Like, oh, this is really fun. I'm having a blast.
Oh yeah.
And then as the movie goes on, second act was okay. Well, we're kind of globe trotting a little too much for my liking. All right. And then a little exposition-y for my taste. And then third act, what the fuck?
Yeah, you guys went down the drain quick.
Yeah. But with all that being said, if you haven't seen Hellboy and you're at least curious, I mean, red box it or something because it's not a terrible movie.
Or if it becomes something available on one of the streaming services out there because there's so many, definitely hit it up. You're already paying for the subscription, watch it.
Why not?
Number 5. I'm pretty confident at this point, dude. Like some of these like middle movies I was a little weird about, but I'm at this point I'm getting kind of confident.
Yeah.
Watch, this is wrong. We're gonna get different. My number 5 was Shazam.
My number 5 was Shazam.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yep.
We're not gonna 5 again because last time we hit the mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Shazam. So at this point, guys, the 5 and 6 slots were not bad movies in particular. They however didn't stand out. There was like a taste of average in there. Like, you know, congratulations, you got a pretty good cheeseburger from a fast food chain.
Yeah.
You didn't get something gourmet or great. Yeah.
It's like had these movies come out 10 years earlier, they'd be probably like top of the class.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Yeah. Yeah.
So Shazam was one of those cases where, thankfully, the one thing that was great was Shazam.
That's true, dude. I was just thinking that. Zachary Levi was, I mean, as yoked as he was carrying the movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he did a lot of the heavy lifting for that movie. And it was awesome watching him be Shazam, dude. Like, it was enjoyable. It was funny. It was really cool.
It was.
There was just a few moments in, like, the actual writing and the storytelling of the movie that kind of turned it sour for me, you know?
For me, it was. I think this movie would have scored so much higher if they just made a simple tweak, and that is maybe take 15 minutes away from Billy Batson and give it to Dr. Savannah.
Yeah.
I think if you do that, then we get like a movie that is actually really goddamn good. Just because Mark Strong plays just this emotionally charged character who hates his family, and we get like this little mini scene at the beginning of the movie kind of explaining why, but it's not really enough to sell me on the character.
No.
But with Shazam, though, he was so much fucking fun to watch. And I was also pleasantly surprised to see the Shazam family at the end of the movie. I did not see that coming.
I mean, normally that's something that productions would actually kind of sit on for at least 1 or 2 movies and then finally give it away.
Or it'd be spoiled. Like, it'd leak. But it didn't. Like, I had no idea.
They gave them all to us pretty quickly, which was cool. You know,
that was like when Ant-Man 1, when you see Falcon in that one, it's like, oh shit,
hell yeah,
did not know about
it. It was
this.
a freebie. Thanks for giving it away. And yeah, dude, a lot of the supporting cast was even really cool too. I enjoyed. Who was the one young man who played young Billy Batson's friend, his like adopted.
Right.
Of sorts. Yeah.
I forget that actor's name, but yeah.
Either way, they were all really cool. Yeah, dude. Zachary Levi, however, carried it away. Mark Strong had so much potential to carry it away had they given him more. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be like the arch nemesis to Shazam. So right?
Yeah.
There should be a little bit of that equal footing there.
Should be.
Or more equal footing, I'll give. But yeah, there's that. Either way, the carry through for the movie, a lot of the funny scenes really hit too, though. Like the movie had you rolling. Yeah. It was a funny movie.
It legitimately was, and that's why it was nominated for funny shit. But yeah, and he was also nominated for best hero because Billy Batson also had to go through that kind of hero's arc, that hero's journey, where you really understand and realize what it means to be a hero. And you have to decide, is this something that I really want to do or be?
Hell yeah. Actually, we didn't talk about it, but he actually won the follow-up homie.
Oh, he did.
So he can come up and grab his, the silver smaller homie.
Does Billy Batson get it or does Shazam get it?
Yes. By the way, here's a fun pop quiz question for you guys. What does the homie award look like? I have an idea. I do. I do.
Oh shit!
I want you to know. Actually, I only have an idea of what the homie award looks like because in the year prior to this, we had joked about that same thing off mic. That is, and I remember like actually making a little drawing of it, and so it's actually it hangs up. Excuse me, my little mini stroke there at my mirror. It's like a little fist with superhero homie branded across like the backhand and the wrist. And so it'd be like a fun, like good little right there. Yeah. Fist of empowerment right there. Superhero homies, you're winning it. You're a homie.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, man. Anyways.
Yep.
So what number does that put us at? Number 4?
Yep.
Getting to the top half.
For number 4, we'll see we're still on the same page or not.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I had Glass.
Same.
All right.
This year's easy.
I guess it kind of is. It
Like
kinda
at
turned
this
out that
point,
way. At
at
this
this point,
yeah.
it's. I mean, we're walking down the same road. It's that awkward point in school when you're trying to go to the one point and you're walking beside the guy who's going to a similar point, and you're walking beside each other, but you don't
Right.
know each other, and you're just like, "Are you following me, pal? What's going on?" And you're making the same left turn, and all of a sudden it's like, "Well, fuck." And you're going into the same room. Oh, fuck. And you realize, oh, you're in my class with me. We're going to the same destination.
Yeah.
That's what we are right now.
So, Glass is a movie that had a lot of potential,
Right?
and it was really enjoyable to an extent, to a point.
I fully agree, dude. Like, I would watch the first 2/3 of this movie, and I was on the edge of my seat in the theater. I was into every fucking minute of it, dude. It was so good. I loved how they like made you debate yay or nay, like what did this exist? What's going on
Right,
here?
yeah.
And really make you think. Wait a minute, are these three men just like coincidentally, but nonetheless like irrefutably crazy? Like what's going on? I loved the setup for that.
That was
dude.
great.
It was.
Yeah.
And you got three powerhouse actors like James McAvoy,
Right.
Bruce Willis, and Samuel L. fucking Jackson
Yeah.
carrying this away. And I was like, what? There's so much money here. You
Yes.
feel it, dude. The use of the camera work, the use of the colors, the
Oh,
use of
yeah.
like the fucking cinematography and all this, dude, was great. You know? One joke I'll go ahead and make right now that they could have fixed for me: give me more Samuel L. Jackson instead of making him sick catatonic in a wheelchair for half your fucking movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You know?
let's be honest. This was essentially a split sequel, more than anything, because James McAvoy definitely got the most screen time and the most lines. I joked during the Glass review. I said they must have been paying Bruce Willis by the line because this man had next to nothing.
Yep.
And like you said, yeah, Samuel Jackson, he did spend the essentially first 2/3 of the movie catatonic, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then he comes to, and once he begins, he really begins.
Yeah. He hit the gas pedal.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to see it sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie just took so many interesting directions, and I love the setup. The setup and the premise was so damn great. I mean, you had Bruce Willis's character, functioning as this vigilante who's going around stopping crimes with the help of his son who was
Who was basically Oracle.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
My man.
And then you have James McAvoy's character. You have him, and he's just off the rails, and the beast is still a thing, and you don't know.
And he's still kidnapping people.
Yeah, still kidnapping young girls and whatnot, and then, but that third act though was really make or break, for me.
Bruce Willis drowned
In a mud puddle.
in a fucking mud puddle on a driveway.
Yeah.
In a pothole-sized mud puddle.
Yeah.
I mean, the one character that I would say got a pretty fitting death, and I wouldn't change much of anything about it, was James McAvoy's character. Because I really dug like the crazy like multi-personalities dying. Like you could almost feel them dying off one by one by one by
Yeah.
one. It was great, and James McAvoy carried that shit.
Well, he did.
But I don't know.
he was,
so much of the third act was
Yeah, I mean, he was great in that fucking role, and he acted his ass off.
Yeah.
I think it was just the fact that this entity that we the viewers had no fucking idea about just comes through and cleans house. It's just for me it didn't sit well because it's like you want to go for the twist, but the twist doesn't work if your audience has no way of putting it together.
It's M. Night Shyamalan. It's his calling card, and he couldn't just put the card away for a movie. And I remember distinctly, my friend. Let's be honest. Let's call ourselves out real quick.
Okay.
I distinctly remember trying to defend the movie. I wanted it to make sense. I tried so hard and got so fucking nowhere. And you thought I was going a direction with that, didn't you?
I'm glad you didn't.
I set you up on purpose, my friend. Hey. But anyway, I know my habits. But anyways, no, dude, it didn't go anywhere. And I don't know, man. It took me a while to come to terms with that because like I said before, I put this as my number one. I wanted this shit to be top notch. I wanted it to punch out everything. I expected this to go over Endgame, people. And it makes me sad that it did. You know, it got knocked down the fucking chart, and because he couldn't put the surprise card away.
Yeah, I mean, this ends up being number 4. I had it number 2. You know, so we both had really high.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. Hey, to the potential of Glass should have been.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
Drinking my bottle.
Oh yeah. These predictions sometimes show how right we can be and how wrong we can be.
Right, and it's bittersweet, guys.
It is,
so
it
for
is.
any of you that might be frustrated, well, I like Captain Marvel or something. That's cool, because we ourselves are upset. Well, I wanted Glass to be great. Glass had so much potential, man. Remember the energy going into that? Like, I was ending December 2018, just like, we're getting that Glass soon, man. Is it a month yet? Is it January yet? But anyways, here we are. Yeah. If only I could time travel.
If only. And plus, like, just the excitement though of like knowing we're gonna get the Beast versus Bruce Willis's character, David Dunn. That's it. Yeah.
Good memory.
Man, and
that was gonna be amazing.
It was gonna be amazing.
That was gonna be a supreme fight.
What we got was like a lot of shoving.
Basically, like a lot of weird in-air shoving because they kept jumping at each other more so than anything. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's
if any movie could have like a do-over, I would want it to be that one.
Amen, dude. Yeah. That's my vote. Like, don't waste your fucking money on Game of Thrones season 8. I've already given up on that. Okay, that's in the banks and just buried underground for me. Just give me the money and let me go get the right people to make my Glass again. Okay. Anyways.
Number 3, getting down to the nitty gritty. Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Spider-Man: Far From Home. Same here, dude. I mean, I enjoyed Homecoming so much, dude. Homecoming really surprisingly hit it for me, and that's coming from a guy who didn't really have an affinity for Spider-Man much at all. Like, I appreciated the character, but would I even call myself a fan? Nah, dude, fuck that. I'm good. I got others in my fandom. I got plenty of fandoms. I don't need Spider-Man fandoms. But I digress. Homecoming stole my heart. It was great. It was a supreme movie, and even Marvel's long 20-plus history. I really had some cool hopes for Far From Home, and it didn't fail. It did not disappoint. Was it perfect? No. But was it great? Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think what makes this movie so great is the cast and how they carry the characters. Because, like you said, yes, it's a very much imperfect plot. Like, I mean, you have to think like Tony Stark is entrusting the world's most deadliest technology to this 16-year-old kid,
right?
That has basically no failsafe on it, so you can give it to anybody.
And right, and then like the whole plot in Act 1 was. It felt blasé as fuck, and it felt like something we've all seen already too many times.
And then the awkward kid trying to get the girl, trying to figure out what he needs to do.
Right.
I don't want to do this. He's literally shunning his responsibility to the Squirrel Nick Fury.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I remember a couple of things in particular that just really made the scene ride the whole "you need to be the next Tony Stark" bullshit way too hard. Like I remember Nick Fury just kind of pointing and looking at Spider-Man saying, "Oh, and by the way, you need to decide what the fuck you gonna do." Of course he said that. It's Disney. But it's like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't feel like Nick Fury would give a fuck if you believe yourself to be or not to be the next Tony Stark. You know?
But also I guess the fallacy for that could be it was a scroll.
Yeah, I mean, fuck that. I burp at that. But yeah, anyways, that being said, the imperfections of this movie, don't pale in comparison because we don't forget those really. Unfortunately, we're not so forgiving. But there were so many things to celebrate about this movie that they definitely shone bright.
Oh yeah, like we already discussed ad nauseum at this point, but that warehouse scene with the Mysterio fight, the first one, was goddamn amazing. That was so amazing. I had goosebumps during that scene, man. Yeah. It was just so captivating to watch. I'm like, this is Mysterio, man. This is Mysterio really being Mysterio. This is what happens when geeks become passionate about comics, and then those same geeks get like degrees in fucking CGI visual VFX bullshit.
When they get talented.
Yes, and like this is what happens. This
Hell
is the
yeah.
result. So for all the homie ladies out there, go out there and fucking nerds so they can be inspired to make incredible shit.
Amen. to all the homie asses out there, definitely.
Make sure they're a talented nerd. Don't waste your time on one that ain't got nothing.
Right. A talented, passionate nerd.
Right,
Definitely. Nerds need love too. I'm saying that for all of us, including myself. Damn it.
I said talented and passionate. Like only fit 2 of those categories. The nerd and the passionate. The talent part. I'm still waiting on something.
We're trying. See, we keep practicing at this. We're getting better. Damn. But yeah, dude. Imagine being able to talk to your past self and telling that young version, that young Q, that young Kevin, look, man, comic books are about to become big movie time things. Here's one scene, for example. This would be a pivotal scene to pick to let them know your pages are becoming big silver screeners.
Yeah.
This would be an amazing scene for that because it's so well done.
Oh yeah,
it looks amazing. It was super just powerful. Like I said earlier, the actors. We already talked about this a lot. I won't rave, but you get the point, guys. I can't stop bragging on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man: Far From Home is a strong number 3. It deserves that spot.
My number 2, Joker.
Of course. Yep.
Dude, we had the exact same fucking list.
I mean, we really did.
Yeah.
We had the exact same list.
Let's repeat that real quick. Number 8, Captain Marvel.
My number 8 was Dark
Oh
Phoenix.
no, I'm sorry. Number 8. I'm sorry. I had to really fuck up my numbers some because there was supposed to be 9 of us.
Oh yeah.
So, excuse me. Number 8, Dark Phoenix. Number 7, Captain Marvel. Number 6, good old Hellboy. No, yes, I'm really fucking my brain over on the sticky note. I'll have to show it to you later. Number 6, Hellboy. Number 5, Shazam. Number 4, Glass. Number 3, Far From Home. Number 2, Joker.
Yep.
And of course, we all know what that makes. Number 1,
Endgame.
Logan.
We made that joke last year.
We did make that joke last year. And guess what's gonna happen next year? No, I'm joking, maybe. But yeah, dude, Joker, phenomenal movie, well deserved. If Endgame didn't come out this year, that would have been number 1 shit. That would have been riding that first place slot, for me at least.
Most likely.
But yeah, dude, phenomenal stuff.
I mean, yeah, it was a great introspective look at mental illness and in our society and how dark and twisted it can be. It really shows the power of writing when I'm just throwing out a number out there, when like 70% of movies we watch have a shit ton of violence that we don't blink an eye at, but Joker shoots 4 people or however many, and everybody, gets Pikachu face.
Yep.
It really goes. It really.
Peach. You're bringing that meme back, son.
Hell yeah. It just really goes to show how powerful the pen can be when you write something that's really gripping and captivating.
Yep.
And while, I mean, I unfortunately I have to say, like, Arthur Fleck, for me, it isn't really a reflection of Joker. I still thought this was an incredible movie.
Hell yeah, dude. Arthur Fleck was an interesting direction to take the movie. Hearing his name and that really kind of made me like flinch, honestly, because a part of me definitely wanted something more quote unquote canonical to the idea of Joker. But there isn't anything that's honestly canonical for the Joker, so we don't have a name. So it was interesting getting a name.
Yeah.
That being said, though, the carry out of the movie, it was a phenomenal movie. Was it a perfect Joker movie? But was a powerful ass movie, which had something powerful and important to say? Fully. This movie had such a strong message that I would dare say it had the strongest message, hence why it won the Homie for Story of the whole fucking year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. This movie did have such a strong message and such a pivotal message, one that's important, both about mental illness and about society. I just hope that people don't try to rope this in with who the Joker is. because
Right.
that in itself can be just as fucking aggravating and just as wrong as people thinking that Joker and Harley have a good relationship.
I was just about to make fun of that.
Yeah, like that. That's along the same lines of Nah Dog. I mean, but honestly, this movie was so great. It didn't need the Joker name to be a phenomenal movie.
That's true.
It did not need it. I think that the Joker name helped put asses in seats.
Yeah.
So from that market, it was definitely a great marketing ploy. But this was a tremendous movie with a dark and gritty Gotham.
And Joaquin Phoenix was amazing.
Oh yeah, literally in like every scene, just absolutely captivating. Stole the show. It was his show.
It was a show.
Yeah, loved it.
Which means obviously number one. Endgame.
What more can we say that we haven't said already about Endgame?
Right. That's where my thought was too. Guys, you watched it. Who couldn't watch that movie? The news, every daggum person knew about Endgame in some regard or some type of fashion. Whether you saw it, whether you heard about it, something.
Endgame beat out Avatar to become the highest grossing movie of all time.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it toppled Titanic and Avatar.
Right.
Toppled both of James Cameron's babies.
I mean, fuck, man. Poor James Cameron. Sitting there trying to defend his movies and say, oh, Avatar 2 is going to take its slot back. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely welcome him to try. That only creates better movies, hopefully.
This is very true.
Yeah.
This is true. So, my friend,
it's
time for the last act of our Homie Awards. Don't go quite yet. The after party starts now.
That's right. It's like Jay-Z said, after the party, it's the after party, and after that party, it's the hotel lobby. After the Belvedere, it's probably Chris, and after the original, it's probably this.
Oh. That's kind of dope.
All right, yeah. Shout out to Jay-Z.
Shout out to Jay-Z.
Ignore the part in that song where R. Kelly's in it. We don't support.
Skip over that part. Just
Right,
hold the skip button if you still have a functioning holding skip button, or just go to the next song.
Yes.
2020 predictions.
Oh yeah. So if you have any 2020 vision jokes, get them out of the way now. We don't want.
My optometrist is going to retire in 2020. I'm joking. Anyways, I don't have an optometrist. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, dude, 2020. There are 8 movies.
Yes.
Go ahead to just like list them off in no particular fashion. Black Widow, Birds of Prey, Bloodshot, Venom 2, Morbius, The Living Vampire. The Living Vampire?
Yep.
Thank you. Wonder Woman, 1984, Venom 2.
You are saying Venom 2.
No, I didn't.
Eternals and
Eternals, that's right, thank you. And
New Mutants.
Yep.
So
New Mutants again.
Yep, for the 3rd year in a row, we're going to
every fucking year, dude. Oh my gosh, New Mutants is like this myth, this unicorn that we just cannot capture.
Right.
But we keep thinking, oh, it's right there. It's in the back fucking yard. We can grab it. Q. You go that side. I go this side. Oh, it's gone.
It's and it's like it disappears, and it's like I think I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I'm not sure.
I think I saw it out of the corner of my eye, potentially becoming a Hulu special.
Right.
Oh wait, no, it didn't. No, it's back in theaters almost. Well, what? I don't even. No, we couldn't find a release date for this, could we?
April 3rd, 2020.
April 3rd. Holy fuck. So that's going to be August 13th. Okay. And then December 20th. Okay.
No more pushbacks.
December 20th, 2021.
All right, listen, I'm going to say this now. This is one of my New Year's resolutions, okay?
Wait, you hate resolutions?
I do. If that's how serious I am about this. If New Mutants does not come out in 2020, I'm done with it. Okay. Like, it would be no more. There would be no more talk of New Mutants. I pretend like this movie was never even.
I love that idea. I do. But I will say this: if by the end of 2020 we hear another rumor of them coming out in 2021, we can't not put it in our predictions for this year. Okay? I mean, it just can't not happen, dude. Right? I mean, because again,
it's tradition at this point.
It is. It's the third one in a row.
It's like saying, okay, we might as well fucking rank where we think the new X-Men movie is going to go. There is no new X-Men movie.
There's a homie out there who had to sit there and think,
right.
wait, what?
So what do you think the Fantastic Four movie is going to rank next year, Kevin?
Well, Q, I gotta say, potentially number 4. Anyways, I'm sorry. Lame joke to bring it down. But yeah, dude. Bottom two top.
Yep.
Bottom top. Yeah, dude. My number 8, New Mutants. Because that vote is there for a number of reasons. I'm not going to talk about this greatly for all the movies, but for this movie in particular, I have something to say. You cannot postpone your movie how many fucking times? We were supposed to get this movie in 2018, damn it. And it didn't come out. And then you did it again and again, a couple times in 2019, and now we're doing it another time? This is unofficially like the 5th postponing. Because one of those, as I mentioned as a joke before, which was quite true, the movie was rumored to become a Hulu special release. And here we are, apparently not getting any Hulu releases. We have Hulu Blue Balls. And then we got a movie coming to theaters again now. Like, oh, okay. So yeah, no, I Dark Phoenix got postponed a little bit, and it gave us not that great quality stuff. How many times can a movie suffer after being postponed 5 times?
I will say this, and this is just me strictly speaking from a super optimistic standpoint.
Please, no, we need some optimism. Help me out. Yeah.
I don't think Disney would give this movie the time of fucking day if they didn't feel it had some merit to it.
Okay. So I take it that's not your number 8 then. No. What is your number 8?
Bloodshot.
Okay. Actually, that's interesting because I check this out. Look at my note page real quick because my number 8 was Bloodshot before I second guessed myself. If you see down here.
Oh, okay. It's like
New Mutants, Bloodshot. Right
okay.
There.
Yeah.
So a part of me agrees with you, obviously, because that's right there.
Yeah. Bloodshot is actually a really interesting character, and it's interesting of a character as he is. I'm not certain if Vin Diesel is right for the role. For one thing, Vin Diesel doesn't have hair, but that's neither here nor there. But no, seriously. The trailer. I gotta say, the trailer it looked good. It didn't look like anything spectacular, but it looked decent enough. And I do agree with some other people out there. The trailer maybe gave too much away for people who maybe aren't fans of Bloodshot, because those who are fans of Bloodshot, they know the ordeal with him. But for those who don't, like, they could have gone a different route with the trailer and kind of revealed like what could be considered a pretty major twist.
Yeah.
But no, I hope that Bloodshot is going to be a great movie, because the more successful that Valiant movies are, or that Dark Horse or Image movies are, then that means that more of those type of movies can be made.
True.
So I hope that Bloodshot does a lot better than what I'm thinking it will. But as of now, it's the last on my list.
You know what? Is it too late for me to change my vote? Because Bloodshot's my number 7. Just go ahead and rope into that. I might switch places officially here and now before it's cemented. Bloodshot last, New Mutants first.
Cool.
Excuse me. Yeah. Number 7 above Bloodshot. Because, I mean, you're right, dude. I would love so much for us to have more than just 2 conglomerates to talk about week in and week out. You know, Marvel, DC, Marvel, DC, DC, Marvel. You know,
and that's why I'm so disappointed that Hellboy didn't do better at the box office.
Right? Dark Horse is so cool. I mean, luckily we got The Boys, and The Boys is great Dark Horse material. Technically, the Umbrella Academy, if we get another of those, I think we do in 2020.
Yeah, we will get another season.
Yeah. Did we talk about season 1? I don't think
didn't.
we haven't.
No.
Fuck, man.
No.
Which is because I liked season. Anyways, we're off track.
My number 7 was New Mutants.
Okay.
And we spoke about this also ad nauseum. So it's like so many setbacks and whatnot. It's a shame because I really like the cast of this movie. I think it's gone through at least 2 directors at this point, though. Shitload of reshoots.
Yeah.
Like none of these kids are technically kids, but damn, surely they look different by now.
Right, they do. I'm sure all of them do. Macy Williams probably doesn't. Yeah.
But yes, we can move on from that one. What's your?
Okay, so you guys already heard my number 7. I'm moving it all around. I'm giving New Mutants potentially 7 if it exists this year. Number 6, Venom 2.
Okay.
Yep.
My number 6 is Birds of Prey.
Interesting. Okay, that's close to mine. I'm gonna keep Venom 2 where he's at though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want Birds of Prey. So first of all, I want all these movies to be fantastic.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I think that Birds of Prey, this can really wash the nasty taste of Suicide Squad 2 if it's done right.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I don't know, man. I'm a little weirded out. I mean, we got a trailer, and the trailer was I guess it was good, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Something's just not sitting right, and
I caught the same vibe.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
And it's because I do like Margot Robbie as Harley. I mean, and Ewan McGregor as Black Mask, as Roman Sionis, I think that can be great.
Yeah.
I did not see a Black Mask in that trailer, however.
Right. You think that's something cool you could have bragged on, but yeah.
And it seems like it's going to be really a Harley Quinn show versus a Birds of Prey movie, but we'll see.
Yeah. Better for cartoons, not for this.
Yeah.
So Venom 2 was my number 6 because the first movie, the story was forcibly taking a weird turn because we made Brock into such a protagonist when Venom is nothing of the sort. I feel like Venom 2, like, inescapably is going to have to take such another pivotal role unless they really kick it into gear. Like, I'm worried that because he's going to have to be the protagonist again, i.e. to potentially fight Carnage, that it's not going to have too much of a strong leg to stand on, you know? I feel like they're not going to give Woody Harrelson enough. I feel like they're going to make Carnage look cool and very evil, but I think most of the movie is going to be spent on Tom Hardy, some funny shit he and Venom do together because comedy was such a hit for the first movie.
Yeah.
I think that's what the potential is going to become. I think they're going to squander themselves.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
But just moving on there, my Birds of Prey was number 5 for me. So obviously I didn't have much faith in it either. Yeah.
Let's see. My number 5 is Morbius.
Okay.
The living vampire. I really like the lore of Morbius, but he's going to suffer from a similar problem as Venom, meaning that he's not going to get the chance to start off as like a villain in Spider-Man's horror rogue gallery. He's just going to go straight to being an anti-hero. And while it's easier to make that transition with Morbius because he's not so directly tied into Spider-Man, but on the other hand, though, it's like I do wonder how you do this. Like, is this movie going to be on par with like Blade 1, or is it going to be like Blade Trinity?
Oh gosh, what a great comparison! Like, that left a taste in my mouth, and I just drank some apple cider here, man. Some sparkling Martinellis. And now it's like, now it can taste Blade Trinity. Fuck, man.
Nobody wants to taste Blade Trinity.
No one wants to taste Blade Trinity. No one wants to watch Blade Trinity. That's funny, man. So Morbius isn't far different from me, but I had a little bit more faith and hope in it because I really want superheroes to dive into like superhero plus genres. And I feel like Morbius has another potential for that to potentially hit okay. You know, I want it to. I want like a fearful superhero movie, and I don't know if we're gonna get that, but that's hopes. That's Kevin, sitting and praying. Yeah.
It's also interesting just because like the whole character of Michael Morbius, like he's born with like and we're gonna get into this like with a preview whenever that movie's about to come out.
Right.
But like Michael Morbius, he's born with like this real blood condition that leaves him, for lack of a better word, he's butt ass ugly. And then, of course, he tries to cure himself of the disease, and that turns him into the living vampire.
Yep.
Now, here's the interesting thing. Jared Leto is playing Morbius, and now Jared Leto is a handsome man, so I'm assuming they're going to ignore the whole part about him being butt-ass ugly, unless they, like, Tom Cruise Vanilla Sky his ass. But other than that, I'm assuming they're just going to ignore that part of his character, though.
Yeah, you're right. Because, I mean, if you guys remember, he was also in, like, some of the old cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
He was just, like, Bat-face, but human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a bat's upturned nose, but put on a man.
Yeah. Like, he got uglier once he transformed into the vampire. Yeah. But, yeah, who knows? We'll see. What is your number? What, number 4?
Yeah, my number. My number 5. Yeah, we did number 5.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Morbius.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Was that your number 4?
That was my number 5. Plus, I was.
So yeah, what's your number 4 then?
Venom 2.
Oh, okay. That's where
yeah,
differentiating.
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So I mean, honestly, my thoughts on Venom 2 are pretty much the same as yours. Except, I think the one thing that Venom 2 could have that the other ones won't is a super cool Venom and Carnage fight. I really want to see
true.
that.
That's a good point. That could be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 3, dude. I'm putting some faith in Wonder Woman 1984.
Gotcha.
The trailers look pretty cool. I'm still I'm still like frigid on the idea of Kristen Wiig being the villain of Cheetah, because every time I've seen Cheetah reading or watching on a show or something, I never imagined a personage or a personality close to Kristen Wiig. So I'm really gonna have to like put some faith in her acting chops to really pull off such a queen bitch that Cheetah is, you know. But nonetheless, I got some faith in the movie, you know. We'll see.
Yeah, Kristen Wiig, she's an interesting choice for the role of Cheetah.
Right? Yeah. But obviously I have faith in it because I put her as my number 3, you know. Yeah.
My number 3 is actually The Eternals.
Ooh, we different. Yeah. Okay. Why is that?
That's with pretty much all these movies. I don't have a lot to go off of.
Okay.
But
True. Yeah. That's the biggest disclaimer I've heard tonight. We're guessing on the future. We're doing what we don't encourage. We're gambling hard.
The thing with the Eternals is that this is an ensemble cast, and the bigger your ensemble cast, the less spread out the character development is going to be. So either everybody, potentially speaking, could get maybe not that much character development, just like maybe one staple that kind of defines them, or 1 or 2, maybe 3 people get a lot of character development and no one else really gets any. But that's like the only reason why it's like my number 3. I think that the Eternals, though, like, I mean, because like you said, number 3, that's pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I think that Marvel is banking a lot on this one. You know, with them releasing one of the only 2 movies they're doing next year. I think that the Eternals does have potential to be one of the best superhero movies of next year. It's going to be so unexpected. It's going to be like Guardians all over again, whereas very few people knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy before James Gunn got a hold of it and Marvel let him do that movie. It's going to be the same kind of thing here with the Eternals. Not a whole lot of people are really familiar with them or their story, but I think that they will make a very remarkable impact.
I agree, man. I agree. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, Eternals was a little different for me. My number 2, Black Widow.
Ooh.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
My number 2 is Wonder Woman 84.
Okay. So yeah, we really shuffled our last few here. We did. I'm feeling Black Widow for my number 2 because, like I said, dude, I'm celebrating the idea of these superhero movies kind of finally diving into the ingredients of other genres and mixing them into our superhero vibes hard, you know? I want Black Widow to be the spy thriller / superhero badass movie excuse me, that is going to stand out next to, you know, titles like Winter Soldier or shit like that. I want it to feel like the movie in between like a Winter Soldier vibe and like a Skyfall, you know? I have a lot of hope in the movie. Taskmaster was interesting look-wise, so that's definitely going to be something you're going to hear us talk about on that review episode. But nonetheless, the cast they got looks great. I have a lot of faith in that. David Harbour's coming back, and you know I'm a David fan. Yeah, dude. Overall, the movie looks like it's going to be powerful, and obviously, you have some high hopes for that one.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I guess so. First of all, with Wonder Woman 84, she's my number 2.
Right, exactly.
And with Wonder Woman, I at this point I do agree. I am still a little worried about Cheetah.
Right.
They need to first of all commit to the look. Have her go full fucking Cheetah. Don't give us none of this wild woman bullshit.
Right. Yeah. Don't give me no Jane from Tarzan. Shit.
Right. Give me Cheetah. And secondly, and I mentioned this like I think maybe on the last comic news episode we did. Okay. But I was very excited to learn, and also through the trailer, that Pedro Pascal will be playing Maxwell Lord. That has me very fucking excited.
Pedro's dope, dude.
Pedro's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
He really is great. I mean, he's dope. And
we've seen him in quite a few things now after Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was in Narcos. He was in Kingsman. He's in The Mandalorian. He is the Mandalorian.
He is the man. Yeah.
He is the way. But no, with Maxwell Lord though, man, like he's I mean, for basically, I guess for the homies who may not be familiar, think Purple Man is in terms of power, the power of mass suggestion, and but think just this swarmy asshole, this charismatic swarmy asshole, who can essentially with a suggestion make you do what he wants you to do.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's a great villain, and I think that he's underrated as a villain, and I think that Pedro Pascal could really do a lot of good with this role.
I feel like there's going to be 2 or 3 lines that he says in that movie that are going to become memes. Like, I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
I'm throwing money on that.
Right. Yeah. And, number 1.
Our number ones, dude.
Yeah.
Your number 1?
My number 1 is Black Widow.
Yep. My number 1, Eternals.
Yeah.
And I will admit, I don't have a lot to go on there. I just have a lot of faith in the cast and crew. But also, I'm looking at this movie as a political standpoint. Marvel just finished one of the most epic movies that they could have ever done. You know, they have to set themselves up for their next storyline somehow. They have to basically recraft a whole nother saga, a whole nother arc of movies, and they have to basically create another Iron Man. I feel like this movie is going to be that, because Black Widow is a standalone. Black Widow is its own one and done project. We all know that. It's not going to continue the saga. It's not going to continue the storyline of the overarching canon. The Eternals is somehow, some way. And I feel like they have to make that work. They chose it for a reason. I think they got a lot of confidence in this movie. I'm putting money on the idea that it's going to be number 1 this year. And just because it needs to be. It needs to carry that around so people don't get superhero fatigue. So they come back and say, oh shit, Infinity 2, you know? Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I will say this: you are correct. Black Widow, she is standalone. There is no continuation after this. This is her own thing.
Oh, and no, that was not in your vote.
Well, no. I mean, it's not.
Okay.
But I that's why I think it's going to be the movie of the year.
Okay.
Because there are no expectations. You don't need to lead into anything else. You can just tell your fucking story. There's no potential of this having a potential Age of Ultron issue where you may be trying to introduce one other arc during the arc you're trying to tell. Yeah. And I think that that her send off is going to be one to remember. The trailer has me really excited. Obviously, I do still have my nervous thoughts on it. Like, man, what about Taskmaster? Hopefully they do him justice and don't treat him like they did Ghost and Ant-Man 2.
Right.
And I'm also going to be curious to see if they explain why in this continuity Natasha doesn't have a Russian accent. I want to finally address that.
It might be what I like to call the Norman Reedus incident, where basically the actress in this case just sucks at accents.
No, I mean, but in terms of the story, I wonder if they're really going to explain it.
Right. Yeah, that too. Yeah. I always think of that because if you go back to the classic cult movie Boondock Saints, Norman Reedus is so on and off with his accent. It goes back and forth.
So I guess one more time, Kevin, before we wrap up, let's go ahead and read off our individual list for our predictions of next year.
Sure. And then, overall summary. Okay. Yep. So this is Kevin's vote over here. My number 8, Bloodshot, officially now. Now that I'm saying these, they're stapled. They don't change until, well, They don't change.
Yeah.
There it is. So, number 8, Bloodshot. Number 7, New Mutants. I'm accidentally doing the voice again, aren't I? Number 6, Venom 2. Number 5, Birds of Prey. Number 4, Morbius, the Living Vampire. Number 3, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 2, Black Widow. And reigning as my number 1 vote, The Eternals. Yourself.
Number 8, Bloodshot. Number 7, New Mutants. Number 6, Birds of Prey. Number 5, Morbius. Number 4, Venom 2. Number 3, The Eternals. Number 2, Wonder Woman 84. And what I think would be the movie of the year, number 1, Black Widow. We shall see. We could both be way fucking off of this
New
shit.
Mutants is going to be the best movie ever. And
What if
holy fuck.
What if it was?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, our gamble's going to be off next year,
yeah.
but
I
holy
think,
hell, right?
I think that that the 4th annual Homies Award has the potential for like the most shakeup because there's no Avengers movie.
There's no Endgame.
Yeah.
There's no easy vote.
Right. There's no Infinity War. There's no Endgame. Yeah, we don't have any of that.
We have no idea how correct or how on or off this shit's going to be. Like, it's going to be, oh, we got 2 or 3 right instead of, oh, we got all of them right together.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see though, but yeah, guys, that was the Homies Award for 2019.
The clapping never stopped, but it just got louder. we had to kind of like tell them, okay, dial it back. We know you love us. Shut the fuck up, please. Let the awards proceed. But now the clapping's getting louder. Homies, thank you for participating.
Absolutely. But yeah, guys, seriously, a little bit before we close out, I do want to say literally thank you guys for an amazing 2019 and for listening and for helping us to grow and for helping us to spread. We've had a lot of cool opportunities and a lot of cool episodes here, and we are truly appreciative for all you guys because literally without you there would be no podcast.
This is so daggum true. Thank you guys very much for helping the dream to come true for another year, and we will continue to do this obviously as long as we keep getting all the love and support we have been getting from you guys and being able to continue to dish out all this awesome stuff that we do here. You guys make it happen. You guys are the real deal. You guys are the GOAT. I mean, what else is there to say? Fuck.
Yeah. The only other thing to say is see all you cool ass motherfuckers in 2020.
No, okay, thank you. Okay. I was waiting for the dad joke and I was like, Quentin, no, don't you okay, 2020, okay, cool.
Yep.
See you all next year type shit,
Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't even think of it. Oh, good job. Go you.
Yeah,
you know what? That deserves it. Give me a 5. Yeah. That was like the most lackluster 5 guys. But anyways.
5 guys.
I'm hungry. I could eat.
But that's going to be all for now, guys. But we will be back again Tuesday evening covering the latest episode of Harley Quinn. And then once again, we'll be back Friday covering episode 6 of Harley Quinn.
Hell yeah. And you know what that means? I'm excited because I get to watch Harley Quinn twice this week. Hell yeah.
Oh,
guys, go watch the movie. If you haven't seen all the things we talked about, go watch them. Definitely let us know your opinions. Let us know, hey, this is what I call my number 1. If you agree or disagree, hell yeah. You can always hit us up. Let us know what you're feeling, guys.
Absolutely. And until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I feel like we're flying away at this point. And my name is Superhero Homie Kevin.
Till next time.